Okay, so in this video, we will be understanding the Russian Revolution, how it happened, what was the cause, and what was the effect of the Russian Revolution. So, the October Revolution of 1917, please remember the date. October Revolution, obviously, it happened in October, so it is called October Revolution. It happened in when? In 1917. It saw the socialists seize control of Russia's government. The fall of Russian monarchy in February 1917 and the events of October Revolution are commonly referred to as Russian Revolution. So please remember, if someone asks you what is Russian Revolution or explain Russian Revolution, you have to remember the year, that is 1917, and the 2 months, that is February and October. So in February 1917, the Russian monarchy was basically overthrown, and in October there was a revolution where the socialists seized control of Russia's government. Okay, and this is what we called as Russian Revolution. So let us understand and know about what was the Russian Empire in 1914 before it was overthrown in which year? 1917. So Tsar Nicholas, because it was monarchy, it was ruled by a king. So the king was Tsar Nicholas II, who ruled Russia and its empire in 1914. So what was the area under the Russian Empire? So the Russian Empire included modern day Finland, Latvia, Lithuania, Estonia, and portions of Poland, Ukraine, Belarus. So if you do not remember all these locations or all these countries, it's very simple and easy. Just remember Finland, Latvia, Lithuania, Estonia, and Ukraine. You might have heard about the war that is going on in Ukraine and Russia, and there is a country which is called Belarus. So these were under Tsar Nicholas II, who was the king of the Russian Empire. These all were included in Russian Empire. The empire extended all the way to the Pacific, including Central Asian states such as Georgia, Armenia, and Azerbaijan. So Russian Empire was primarily a Russian Orthodox Christianity, which developed from Greek Orthodox Church. Catholics, Protestants, Muslims, and Buddhists were also included in the empire. So it was not completely secular, but yes, other people of other religion were also allowed to exist and survive in this economy or this empire, Russian Empire, which was ruled by whom? Tsar Nicholas II. So let us understand about the economy and the society. During at the turn of 20th century, or you might say 1940, 85% of Russia's populace was dependent on the agricultural sector. There was no industrial revolution back then, so most of the population was depending on agriculture for their survival and their economic growth. So primarily, Russia has always been a great grain exporter. Russian cultivator produced goods both for market and for personal consumption. St. Petersburg and Moscow were prominent industrial areas. So, if someone asks you which were the prominent industrial areas, so St. Petersburg and Moscow. Moscow is right now the capital of Russia. So these two areas were the prominent or primary industrial areas in Russia. Although majority of production was carried out by craftsmen, large factories coexisted with craft workshops. So large factories where there was mass production and there were craftsmen, for example individual people who are working at home or garage making stuff and selling them. So primarily, slowly and gradually, it was moving away from the agricultural sector and it was focusing on coal production, iron production, steel production. And during that period of time in the industrial revolution, it started back then. So their coal production doubled and the iron and steel production quadrupled. And most of the industries were privately held. That means that the owners of these industries were private owners or private individuals, and the government made sure that they were paid minimum wages and the work hours were adhered to. So right now the work hour is 8 to 10 hours, but when you are working as a craftsman, typically they used to work 15 hours, 10 hours a day, because they were working individually, they had to complete their job to get paid. So what was the situation of workers in the Russia, or Tsar Russia? It was The workers were classified as per their skill level, as it should be, and some were connected to villages, while other establishment were primarily having residences in the cities where the factories were. Women were also working in the factory, and near about 31% of the factory labor were women, and they were paid less compared to men. And workers occasionally banded together to participate in strikes because the working condition was not good, the wages were not paid well, and also women were not paid at all, like very low, very less or lower than men. So there will be friction in society, and there will be strikes and all that, agitation or protest, when there is huge amount of difference that happens between different classes of people, and that is what happened in Tsar Russia or Russian Empire, and people started to protest. In rural areas, peasants or farmers cultivated majority of the land. The nobility, the crown, that crown means the royalty, and the Orthodox Church all possessed substantial estates. That means they were the largest landowners in Russian Empire. Peasants were divided here along religious lines, and they had little regard for the nobility, but they did not respect the nobility or the wealthy class or the business class, if you might say. Nobles gained power not through local popularity but through their services to the Tsar. In France, during the French Revolution, peasants respected and fought for the nobles in Brittany. However, in Russia, it was completely opposite. They desired to take over nobles' land. They withheld rent, they did not give rent, and even assassinated a few landlords. This occurred on a large scale in south of Russia in 1902, and by 1905, such incidents had spread throughout Russia. So, what was happening, because there was so much of a wealth division or gap between the poor, or primarily the nobility, and the peasants. So, the peasants were not really happy, and they started to become, do criminal activities that includes that, killing them, taking over the land, and basically, take over. That's illegal and that's criminal. Russian peasants were distinct from those in the rest of the Europe. They pooled their lands together on a periodic basis in their commune, or in their community, and divided it according to the peasants' family's needs. So, for example, if a family has 10 members, they would be given a larger chunk of land. If the family has 3 members, so they will be given a small piece of land to cultivate and to have agricultural goods grown on it. Maybe they grow rice or wheat, and then they consume it for their personal use, and the rest of it they sell it in the market for some money. So thank you for watching this video. In this video, what did we learn? We learned about the basics of the Russian Revolution, how it started, why it started, and when it started. So if you found this video useful, please like, share, subscribe, and also if you want to download these notes, you can download them from our website. The link is given in the description. You can order these notes from Amazon and Flipkart as well.